Welcome to my 1000 subscriber Q&A special. This video is very casual and somewhat scripted since I will go off on tangents a lot when trying to answer these questions. Thanks to everyone who has subscribed, especially those who have participated in this Q&A. One thing to note is that I won't go over every question in the same amount of depth as I did with other questions. It's just because some questions I have more to say, some I really don't have much to say. So it's not a matter of like favoritism or whatever. So without further ado, let's cue this A or something, I don't know. This first question comes from Eventide SK9YK. Well, now I feel like a prick. I've been watching your channel for a bit now and I didn't realize I wasn't subscribed. Anyway, did you expect to reach 1000 subscribers when you started this channel or even close to 1k? In all honesty, I did not expect to reach 1000 subscribers at all. I mean, the type of content I upload is very messy, even if most of it is Battle Cats, so I did not think I would maintain such a stable amount of subscribers. Currently, it has been 4 years since I have reached 250 subscribers, and even that took another 4 years ever since I started my channel. So seeing me gain basically triple the amount in the same time span is very much appreciated. So I'm gonna ask a question for you even though this is my Q&A, but how do you guys even find my channel? You weren't subscribed, so I'm so curious on how you were able to watch my content without being subscribed. Like, I have a very common name, or at least a very short one. It's kind of hard to look me up. And like the easiest way I know is if you look up Battlecat's collaboration tier list. So all I'm asking is for you to reach a subscriber milestone, maybe like 100 subs, maybe 10 even, so you can host a Q&A and I can ask you this question. The next question comes from FrostTB. What's your favorite video you ever made? The Friday Night Funkin' Holy Quartet Funcast trailer. I would show it if it wasn't like semi-lost media. Like the closest thing I could find is minions reacting to it. I don't have the original video on my computer since I nearly lost all of my files, which included that video. But in any case, it was a very fun collaboration from the whole FNF Holy Quintet team. I might try to get the video re-uploaded to my channel just to archive it at this point. Now to talk about a video that isn't gone, it will probably be my game theory parody. While it's not extremely stylized as a normal game theory video, I found it fun to script and edit, though I will admit that video will work way better if I had a persona of myself. Another tangent back to back, but seriously, how do you guys even find me? I'm getting like Battlecats E-celebs subscribed to my channel. I remember like Chahola leaving a comment, got Dr. Skull and X Skull leaving a comment, it's one of them, I forgot. And then like, I have Frosty here, like, hello, where are y'all coming from? Like, I don't think I'm necessarily known in the Battlecats community because I really don't interact with it that much outside of like the Lucas server, but even then I don't even talk in the Battlecats channel. The next question comes from RXZRQEL. What's your future vision with this channel going forward? Expanding to other games, etc. I would still probably be uploading the same type of content at the same type of rates. I'm pretty sure most of my subscribers have come for Battlecats, and that probably won't change. It will still be the most common content I upload. I believe a fair few of my subscribers also came for my Friday Night Funkin' mod trailers, and I will say I did stop uploading those, so you won't see much FNF stuff anymore. For other types of content like Utao, YTPMVs, Otomads, you'll still see them around since I like doing them. But I do want to upload other types of content that is centered around other games. These videos will most likely be one-shots and not like Battlecats, so I won't make more videos about these games. But I find them interesting enough to at least dedicate a video to. So stay tuned for a video talking about a game you may have heard of, or a game you may not have heard of. Honestly, if you recognize these two pictures, you may have heard of them. Or at least one of them, I don't know. The next question comes from ArmyRive9252. They really saw Madoka MMD dance videos back then and decided to make an official one, Lamau. Anyways, for the question, what do you use to edit and how do you edit so well? It's impressive how there's some people like you who have good skill in editing but not well known. I currently use AVUto to edit my videos, though I can't recommend it to others since this is originally a Japanese program that was translated to English and some of the translations are confusing. Plus, this is what the interface looks like. Yeah, it's 3 separate windows. To answer how I got so good at editing, the simple and generic but also true answer is that it's just practice. Like, you should see my shitty edits I did all the way back then from the start of my channel. I honestly just messed around with effects back then, see what they do, and try to make something funny out of them. I still do that to this day. I used to have like a whole catalog of videos I never uploaded simply because they were just me experimenting with effects. The last piece of advice I have is that you should try replicating some videos or editing styles you like. I like Vocaloid, so I often try to replicate their music videos just for fun. This will give you an idea how some editors pull off really cool effects. Just try whatever you can to replicate that video almost perfectly. The next question comes from Bahamut13. What is the hottest male character in the Battle Cats? I mean, what am I supposed to say? Gravici? Call me basic or whatever, but like, be honest, there's only like 3 possible candidates in the whole game, which is filled with waifus. And like the other male options makes me look like a furry, which is like, there's nothing wrong. I just didn't expect all of them to be furries. The next question comes from ABFS 5470. How did you get so amazing? From you guys, thanks for all of your support. I get to answer amazing questions like these. The next question comes from Yucatan 2755. Thoughts on Madoka Magica? Generally one of my favorite series ever. I highly recommend watching Madoka Magica if you haven't. Maybe except the Magic Record anime, but I'll refrain from voicing my opinion. The next question comes from Not Ragian. Will you make a Discord? No, I'm a terrible owner / moderator, plus I don't think I would need a community centered around me. The next question comes from Buildsir the Fourth's Revenge. What are your opinions on Pastry Cat? And do you think he's bald? Pastry exists, that's for sure. Also, yeah, I do think he's bald. Is this related to my game theory video? Because like, Pastry doesn't have any arms, so he can't be the culprit. The next question is from Y Carpet. What made you decide on your username in PFP? My username is technically a placeholder that I never got rid of. I mean, back then while I was trying to think of a username, all I thought to myself was, wow, these usernames are awful. And that's how this username was born. But I eventually shortened it to TAU or Tao because most people just call me that anyways. Though I really don't mind being called the awful username. Honestly, I want to switch out of the Summer Neko PFP, but I just don't know what to change it into. But to get into the lore behind the PFP, I set it as her because she was my first unit I got in Battle Cats. It's as simple as that. The next question comes from Irema Tag. What got you interested in other media? For example, Nico Nico, Vocaloid, and what other IP you want in Battle Cats? I liked Vocaloid at a young age, ever since I saw Triple Baka. Not too sure what you mean by Nico Nico since it's a website, but I got exposed to it ever since I got into Utao. Could you really tell I like vocal synths? I went to Nico Nico more often eventually when I heard of YTPMVs and Otomat since I thought they're really cool editing wise. Plus, I'm really good friends with a person who makes those types of contents, and they upload to Nico Nico frequently. For IPs that I want to see in Battle Cats, I mean, I made a video on this. It's Tetsuka Sane. I really just want her in the game. I think it would be cool. The next question comes from Sector 03. When is Never coming out, Tao? Don't disappoint your biggest fan. Well, Never came out Wednesday, January 3rd, 2004, 3:37 AM GMT. I hope this helps. And I'm being held at gunpoint to say soons for when the next installment is coming out, so that's your answer. Just for the case you never heard of Never, it's a series I'm working on. That's kind of it. I want to make it a video game. That's pretty much it. The next question comes from It's a Tiny One. Is Teto a man? Your take. No. The next question comes from 1007. Considering you seem to like eyewalls, what do you think about Kaneko? Though not functionally identical, they have similarities. Only Kaneko has special issues too. I just see Kaneko as a lottery machine and eyewalls as a coin flip, even though it's a misuse of the term. You're right that they're functionally different. Kaneko has a lot more possible damage multipliers while Iwaltz only has 1, possibly 2 if you count waves and wave immunity. Other than that, she's a cool unit, but she also feels somewhat unnecessary. Design-wise, she is very much different from Maneko Naneko, so I don't know what her deal is. No hate to her actual design though. This question comes from Mama Cats 4653. What's your favorite cat unit? Is there a unit you think is underrated? Overrated? Momoko 100%. Fun gimmick, fun animations, and she also has a nice design in both forms. I do think Mighty Lord Gao is underrated, but I think that's mainly because he's just outdated. To no surprise, I think Dastly is overrated. I know she's insanely meta and that's for good reason, but like, she makes the game so boring, and her gimmick just to shut down other gimmicks is also really boring. Like, I prefer Cassie's knockback gimmick since it doesn't remove all sense of challenge from the game. Now it's time for honorable mentions. This question comes from Sino4K991. Which stage do you think is most difficult to beat? Battle Cats. Honestly, this question is better left unanswered since I haven't played all stages, and I definitely did not play any of the modern difficult stages, so I don't think I can give a good answer to this question. And that concludes the Q&A. Thanks to everyone who participated, and thanks to everyone who subscribed. I know I'm repeating this because I said it in the intro. I really didn't expect this to happen, even if this channel existed for 8 years now. So once again, thank you all, and thanks for watching.